So yesterday, I was unscrewing a screw to take out something from the ceiling, and I didn't give it any thought because I was just like oblivious to it. But then today, I realized that because it's a popcorn ceiling, it has a likelihood of containing asbestos. And when asbestos dust gets released, i.e., when I'm unscrewing the screw from it, any exposure to asbestos, as you know, it's a carcinogen, causes lung diseases, all of that. And I realized that this morning, and well, it's too late to turn back now, right? But just before recording this, I spent like an hour just zoned out on my phone, searching Google for, how much exposure to asbestos is cancerous or is lethal, is dangerous, what are symptoms of 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 asbestos exposure, like all this like frantic worrying that you do with medical symptoms, and then you ask Google. I'm sure you've all done it, right? Um, and I spent like an hour just completely zoned out on doing that. And I was just in this state of like anxiety because it's like oh my god, why didn't I realize this? Like, how can I be so stupid to have done this without thinking twice? But I sort of caught myself in at the end of that hour of worrying, and I realized that all the problems we have, whether that's problems with other people, problems with money, problems with your teeth, problems with doing chores, problems with exercise, problems with weight, problems with how you look, problems with how you feel. It's like, fuck, man. All this worrying for what, dude? Like, if you're gonna worry, then just worry. You know, there's no point trying to stop yourself from the worry. Just worry. And in that indifference to worry doesn't really bother you. It's that subtle difference between trying to avoid worry and not worrying about worry or indifference to worry. And a lot of the times it's when we try to avoid worry, that's when we can never escape the worry because it just lingers on and on and on because we're trying to escape it, right? But if you're able to sort of just sit in this discomfort and this almost like powerlessness in knowing that you can't do anything about it, it's this irony that in this powerlessness of not trying to change anything anymore, that you become free from worry. And I don't even know how I turned this asbestos anxiety into a fucking video, but like, I don't know. I just realized because I was in this state of like oh fuck, I got exposed to asbestos, and then now I'm worried, and then now I'm frantically trying to get rid of the worry, right? Because for that hour, that's all it was. It was just me, just going on Google and overthinking things, and then, because I wanted to get rid of the worry, even though I'd already been exposed potentially to the asbestos, and it's like it's already happened. Like, what the fuck else am I gonna do about it? Unless we come up with a time machine anytime soon, like it's just useless, right? So it's like sort of this realization that there isn't a problem, right? There's no problem. And it doesn't matter what the situation is. The only problem that arises is when you think there's a problem and you think you have to try to get rid of the problem. You think that in your state of worry, that even though it's already happened, that somehow if you just try to get rid of the worry, right? If you're able to get rid of the feeling of worry, then it'll somehow all be okay. Even though, like, it's already happened. So it's like trying to get rid of the worry is ultimately like an illusion. You're just trying to like intellectually outwit yourself to try to like convince yourself that the worry is gone. But that very effort in trying to avoid the worry is the source of the worry. And so it's just like, fuck, man. If you feel the worry, if you feel the pain, if you feel the sadness, if you feel the anxiety, then just let it be, man. You don't have to try to run away from it. It already happened. Whatever situation. And you can't lie to yourself that you don't feel it. Because when you try to lie to yourself that you don't feel it or that you can get rid of it, it just makes the feeling worse. So when you're able to sort of just sit with it, it's like, fuck it, man. Like, oh, it is what it is, Then it doesn't bother you. So next time you come across a situation that for some reason just really triggers something in you and you just can't seem to get it out of your head, sort of just realize that you can't get it out of your head because you're trying to. And when you stop trying to get it out of your head, then it goes away of itself, because then there's nothing to be rid of. It's the fact that you're trying to get rid of something, that there is something to be rid of, right? It can't arise if you don't try to make it unarise, if that makes any sense at all. Anyways, that was a stupid ass rant. But hey, you can find the most profound things in the simplest things. And that's really the beauty of it all, isn't it? I'll see you next time. Peace out. Subscribe.